What's going on, people? What is going on, people? These are your boys from the AFN side of the game. Today, we are kicking it with Kstylzz Monday Night Cooler Talk. Wonder how everybody is doing. As you see, I am your boy, Kstylzz, a.k.a. the Sixth Man. And you see this guy on this side over here. This is the mad scientist himself.
Gotta pay homage to the great Randy Orton. That's all.
Mike Sports. He said, I hear voices in my head. They come to me. They understand. They talk to me.
They talk to me. Gotta pay homage to the great Randy Orton.
Oh man. But yeah, I just wonder how the people doing tonight. Like I said, most of y'all probably coming from Twisted Torch TV and his live show. Shouts out to him. If you ain't got a chance to take a look at it, I suggest you go to Twisted Torch TV and show him some love. What you got? Oh, you got the Blind Pirate tonight?
Yeah, I got the Blind Pirate. Yeah. That's what I got.
Okay, you got Monday Night Brewer. I got some trim tabs. Yeah. Motel party after party. This is what I got today.
Okay. He might. I don't know. I don't know what to expect tonight. I ain't never did a show drinking. I've never done a show drinking before, so.
You come my side.
It's cool to talk, but I don't know what to expect.
Hey, you come to my side of the game. So you know what we got to do every Monday, and that is the real roll call. Okay. And for anybody that's living under a rock, they should know where that reference comes from. But like I said, we're going to give shout out to Joseph Thornton in here. We got Georgia Red Clay, Asia Green in here. We got Blitz 818. We got Clay Melton, Michael Walker. We got Raymond Elder, Brian Peoples, Leo 123, Raheem DeVille. We got Pat Morris in the building. We got Trauma Locks. We got Ant J, Reggie C2K, Yusuke. What's going on, partner? Myron Jackson, Workflow Dre, Fred Butts, College Boy 3, Alex Edwards. Shouts out to Alex Edwards and Ty Bonds. All right, fellas. Let's get it going, man. Let's get it. But before we get to this Falcon talking, I know we didn't do it yesterday, but let's go ahead and do it. We're gonna shout them Braves out once again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
World Series bound. Game starts tomorrow. They're in a heavy hitter show, but we're gonna make it work both ways, goddammit. But let's go ahead and put this up so we can show them some love. National League champions. You got 4 games to take care of, man. You got 4 games, and we got 4 more games to go. Get them 4. Hey, we good. But you know the crazy thing about that is, I read a comment under one of the post game, because they show the post game shows on YouTube and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. I read one of the comments on it. Actually made me laugh. They were talking about, damn. No, first of all, they'll talk about, damn, is the Braves going to move their World Series home games to Colorado?
Wow, really?
I said, what the fuck? And the other one was talking about, I guess the Braves done calmed down the Wakanda talk in Atlanta. I'm like, oh shit! Yeah, I ain't know if I wanted to laugh or be offended. But it was like,
oh man.
I was like, wow. I like, these folk don't really care out here no more, man. Mm-hmm. All right, man. Carrie Camellia, Tony Wright, Dre Murphy. Appreciate y'all coming in. All right, man. Let's go and get talking. As we know, Cooler Talk this is the final time we're going to talk about this Dolphins game. Definitely, given the days days time to chill out. How did you feel? How did you feel about that game? And what do you feel like this game could do to carry on over against Carolina?
I guess I'll just go straight into it. I've stated this before. You probably heard me say, but I don't think we realize how great this guy is. I don't think people are really understanding how great and how much a legend that this guy is. Matt Ryan is an absolute legend, man. Every time he's out on the field, it's like the third time this year he done broke some type of NFL record. Just this year. The dudes have 57,000 passing yards. Okay? Let's try to put this in perspective. In 21 years, okay? 21 years, Tom Brady is just now reaching 80,000 yards passing. This guy, Matt Ryan, is in his 13th, 14th year, and he has 57,000 yards passing. That's nearly 60,000. To even put that in perspective, that's Eli Manning's entire career if he retired right now. Just past the great John Elway, and is on his way to pass, in my opinion, the greatest clutch quarterback in the history of the game, and Joe Montana. Mm-hmm. He's about to surpass him. Those are two Hall of Fame legends. This is not just nobodies. To even put that in perspective, Matt Ryan has a new toy. He has two new toys. Every time it's like every time you go when he first started. Oh, he only doing that because he had Michael Turner. He got Roddy White. He got Tony Gonzalez. He got Julio Jones. He has Mohamed Sanu. How many times we gonna keep saying it's because of this person and that person, and these people end up leaving? You don't really hear much from him. Mohamed Sanu, I saw last night, the dude had like one catch for 16 yards. But the guy, Matt Ryan, done turned Cordero Patterson had been in the league for 8 years before coming to Atlanta. And this year is his biggest year as an NFL player. I think it's really to the point right now that there's nothing no one could ever say at this point that this guy isn't an absolute legend. There's nothing you could say. This offense has turned around, the offensive line in particular, has turned around in one, not even a whole year. 7 games, this offense is dead. Look, that damn Kyle Pitts, Jesus Christ.
I'm glad you got there. Yeah, look at the comment here. He was talking. Blinky Football said Pitts is starting to feel himself. I'm curious the direction they're gonna go with the first pick in the draft. Right now, the way that they're going, like Mike said last night, we're literally 1 win away from tying our record last year. Having the same amount of wins we had last year. So we don't know how this season gonna play out. But hey, go ahead, Mike. I just wanted to highlight. I want to highlight one more thing. Malik Holmes. I'm about to say, when did this happen? He talking about Stephen A. Smith had a comment about Matt Ryan being criminally underrated. Wasn't this the same guy that said I wouldn't have Matt Ryan on my team if he was the last quarterback on earth? So Stephen A. Smith, no. You better keep that same energy.
No. Okay? Keep that same energy, bro. I don't want to hear that.
We don't want to hear that shit now. Your show tanking now, so you trying to find any way to Get folks to come back watch. No. Go ahead, Mike.
But we talk about Kyle Pitts, and like the thing that I love most about Kyle Pitts, and I wrote a tweet earlier today, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, is that I haven't seen a natural athlete, a natural ball catcher like this since one guy. There's only one tight end that I've ever seen that is so naturally fluid with its catching ability. There's only one. I've seen a lot of great tight ends, Shannon Sharp. We've seen Todd Heat, the great Todd Heat. I don't know if people remember him, but there's been a lot of great tight ends. But I haven't seen a guy that natural with his catching ability, in particular, that one-hand catch. There's only one tight end that I've ever seen that's just a natural catcher, and that's Tony Gonzalez. This guy is so naturally, he makes it, he just makes a one-hand catch. And look, let me tell you, catching the ball with one hand is not easy. And he's just doing it like it's just like Tony Gonzalez used to do the exact same thing. Matt Ryan, throw the ball up too high. He just girded up, just grabs it out of the air with one hand like it's just nothing. How many times we seen Tony Gonzalez in the back of the end zone, Matt Ryan throw the ball to the back of the end zone, near the goalpost, and all you see is big number 88 with the hand out, and he just snags the ball down with one hand. It's only one tight end I've ever seen this naturally gifted, and that's Tony Gonzalez. Not saying that he's going to be on the level of Tony Gonzalez, but when you talk about naturally gifted, this dude is just, he's just amazing. And like it just said, the dude is starting to feel himself. That's dangerous. That's dangerous, bro.
And like I said, Kyle Pitts got a lot of work to do still, as far as being a complete tight end. He still got work to do. As a lot of people probably don't realize about him, he doesn't really run his cuts very well right now. But once he start getting that game down, and like I said, start learning how to run them like a wide receiver, that's when you're gonna get the very best of them. Right now, he just literally just running past people and just catching. And shouts out to Utah Sports who's in the chat. Make sure everybody show him some love. But Mike, going from that Matt Ryan topic, like here's a comment right here that I kind of find very, very interesting. Jay Money said Matt's all about himself, throws the ball, do the rest. Throw easy throws, the receivers do the rest. Ain't that what the quarterback is supposed to do?
That's what I was about to say. Like, what the hell that's supposed to mean? I thought ain't that what the quarterback is supposed to do?
I was about to say, ain't that
what you supposed to do? Make his life harder? Make him harder?
Hey, you remember that episode of Doug when Chalky threw the ball to himself?
Right. That's what he's supposed to be doing. Right. Like, what do you mean he making it? Like, huh? He all about himself. Like, what did that even mean? How can a quarterback be all about himself? Any quarterback.
Yeah. Cause I'm about to say, in a reality, you're talking about every quarterback that's in the league.
Yeah. I like any quarterback. That's impossible for a quarterback to be all about himself. He's the team leader. He gets everybody in the right spots. He's the audible guy. He reads the defense, his offense, to tell you what your job is. So it's virtually impossible for a quarterback to be all about himself.
Mm-hmm.
Now we talk about money, even with money, like a quarterback, it's damn near impossible for a quarterback to be all about himself anyway, because these days quarterbacks just gonna get $30 million just for being a quarterback. So it's like I said, I don't know, bro.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. It ain't even about showing him the attention. Like this is just addressing what we get all the time.
Right.
We too much really ain't worried about it. Cause you see, we ain't went off on nobody, so we good.
Yeah, we good.
But yeah, Jamor say Tony G basketball attribute made him a Hall of Fame. Much respect. And that's the thing. Like Kyle Pitts, like I said, he got a ways to go. But right now, you're just seeing him just going off the natural ability that he has. Like I said, once he gets his technique right, this is what we talk about. This is what we talk about having a pit. Oh yeah, like I said, remember? Remember? I remember correctly. I remember Kyle Pitts being considered a number one, fourth overall pick bust by a lot of Falcon fans. I remember that.
Oh yeah, we can't block. Why the hell we drafted tight end?
Yeah. So but he's basically, like I said, he's learning right now. And 403 yards so far, that's a hell of a lot of learning. But that's what Terry Fontenot was talking and Arthur Smith was talking about. We have to build for the now, the intermediate, and the future. And that's why I call Kyle Pitts the ultimate insurance policy, because you literally drafted a guy that could possibly replace two guys. If you don't feel like you're gonna really re-sign Calvin like that, that's your insurance policy. Julio wanted out. That's your insurance policy.
Now, let me ask you this question, since you brought up that Julio Jones. Do you think, if you're like being honest about everything, like, do you believe right now, for your perspective, and put yourself in Julio Jones, put yourself in his shoes? Do you think when you look at this Falcons offense and how it's progressing, do you feel as though Julio Jones, from your perspective and his perspective, that he's absolutely regretting the fact that he left Atlanta, just based on how this offense and based on how Tennessee's offense is going right now? Because they are extremely reliant on Derrick Henry. And like you put out the stats, Derrick Henry is like, I think he got like 200 or something, like carries or something crazy like that already.
The dude Derrick Henry has 196 carries in 7 games. And kind of put that in perspective, your boy Jamal Anderson had like 300, almost 400 carries in 1 year. One entire year, and that's an extra game this year. Mm-hmm. So literally, this dude is literally on pace to have 600 carries in a season. I want people to put that in perspective now. You know, when they say when running backs get around that 400, they start declining after that. This dude is literally on pace to run the ball 600 times. Because it's working right now, but the problem is you got all those hits, you got all them carries, and usually a guy like that, you want to have the offense be balanced enough to where, like I said, you ain't got to put all those carries right away. You want to preserve him for later in the season and the playoffs. If he's going into the playoffs with 550 carries to 600. Well, he might not be no good. But like you were saying about Julio, I think Julio's case, and I think you said it yesterday. I think it was you. I think you said it yesterday. He wanted to go to an offense where he didn't have to be the primary focus. Now, if you're looking at as far as the targets that he's getting, you know, he still wants to prove that he's the best receiver in the game. So he probably felt like, the Falcons didn't progress enough as a team and as building the team. So he wanted to go somewhere where his boys at, which is Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown. I think he got a little regret because, like I said, he's not like I said, he's even with him not being the vocal point of the offense, he's not really getting enough of the looks like we're used to seeing him get. Because if I pull some up right now, let me see. Don't mind me. Like I said, most of these stats I got right here, I don't have them written down, so you can see them on the fly. So right now, in 7 games, Julio Jones got targeted 27 times with 17 receptions.
Right now? Woo. And 7 games, 27.
On average of getting targeted 4 times a game.
Wow. I didn't even know it was that low. Wow. That's crazy.
But he's averaging, he's got 301 yards and no touchdowns. So, like I said, he's really benefiting off of the threat of Derrick Henry. So, hey, that's where he wanted. Hey. But if he's looking at this Atlanta offense right now, Julio probably looking like, damn, maybe I should have stayed.
Right.
Because this is the type of offense that, like I said, you literally ran away from a head coach that coached the team that you just went to. That's basically what you did.
That's crazy.
It's the same exact offense. The difference is they got Derrick Henry back there. And just like Asik Pope basically said, and I said it yesterday, right now in Tennessee, he's just nothing but a decoy. It's the threat of him. Is the threat of, like I said, it's the threat of him.
He's just living off of the reputation. He's not even a real target right now. It's just the reputation of Julio.
Right. So like I say, he still commands the respect, and he opens up for AJ Brown. But really, what he's doing is he's opening it up for AJ Brown right now. But then the issue comes down to is with these contracts coming up, who's going to be the primary focal point? So. Yeah. Look, like for me, looking at it from the outside in, he might have regret. He might be regret, even though they are 5-2. They got a better record than the Falcons. It's just the thing that think about it. Have you heard anybody talk about Julio Jones at all this year so far?
Not a dang on thing.
Outside of that one game he had, you don't really hear Julio James. I said Julio James. I'm about to say, who the hell is that? You don't really hear Julio Jones' name out like that no more. Because, like you said, even though some people would say, well, Julio made Matt, at the end of the day, those two made each other. Well, Matt Ryan didn't make, but he helped elevate Matt Ryan because of the dynamic receiver that he is. See, now you're seeing Matt Ryan playing with guys that don't have that level of a Julio Jones and still putting the same exact numbers up. So what's going to be the narrative right there?
And that's the reason why I asked the question, because if you're Julio Jones, with that, now you're looking at yourself. A team that's in an easier division. The NFC is wide open right now. And the AFC, there's no guarantee you even gonna get out of the first round. Second round, depending on if you win. Like, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. People laughing. They talk about when I said Julio James.
Julio James. I don't know where that came from.
I don't know where that came from.
I don't know where it came from. Julio James.
But go ahead, Mike. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But hell, I forgot what the hell I was saying. um, but yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you got a guy that's gonna run the ball more, and maybe you can do less, but at the same time, it's like there's no guarantee that you're gonna make it out of the AFC, even the first or second round. So you just made your life a lot more difficult because you could easily get beat by Baltimore. You could easily get beat by Buffalo. Hell, the way I know a number of teams. Pittsburgh, like I said, there's a lot of teams there that could, like the way even Cincinnati, they sorry ass is looking like they taking a turn for the better. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many ways you can go with it. I just don't think it was. I honestly don't think Julio Jones thought this through. Because when you look at this Falcons offense, I stated before, this offense is perfect for him. This offense is literally perfect for him. He doesn't have to do too much running. He could literally just be a slant and post guy and just catch. And now Arthur is putting him all his players in positions to score touchdowns. That's the most beautiful thing about this offense. Julio, he's not even the touchdown guy in Tennessee. He's literally got no touchdown. So he's not even a target in the red zone for them. So like he's worthless. Like I said, at this point, I won't say worthless, but he's just a decoy. Mm-hmm. Like here, everybody got an opportunity to make plays in this offense. Right. That would have been better for you than actually, like I said, like you gotta be they asking you to be Julio Jones, and you gotta satisfy AJ Brown. You gotta make sure that you're not too big of a diva even for him because he's looking for that bag. Mm-hmm. And that relationship there could sour because you know how receivers is. Receivers want their money. So if you start demanding more targets, AJ gonna be looking at you like, hold on, bro, you fucking up my money. So you in a position with Julio, he has to be humble. So at the end of the day, was it really even worth it? Right. They're not gonna let that damn Julio James shit go with
it. But enough about Julio James. Enough about him. He's not Falcon. He's not Falcon related anymore. Mm-hmm. He's Tennessee. Let the Tennessee people deal with him. Let's talk about our guys some more.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about our guys some more. Question. Now, like I said, there's another thing we was hearing that Debo was on the decline. I'm about to say you can't be on the decline when your ass lead the team in tackles. Well, one of the two guys leading the team in tackles. Mm-hmm. So how did you feel about Debo's performance yesterday?
Debo is exactly. I'm gonna tell you this. If he keeps up rushing the passer and blitzing the way he's blitzing, it's gonna be a better version of TJ Watt. TJ Watt fast as hell coming off that edge. And the scary part about Debo, he's not even a trained pass rusher. But he's getting after the quarterback. So if he end up going to the school of Chuck Smith and actually learning how to rush the passer, Debo, you're going to see a whole other side of Debo we ain't never seen before. And that's scary. Because in my opinion, he's the best cover linebacker in the league. It's not even close in my opinion. It's Debo and everybody else. I see this dude in I see him lined up as a like in cornerback positions, safety positions. He's so damn deep and so fast that he can do that. So I guess when you're not getting pick sixes, you're not getting interceptions, everybody think you're not doing your job. The dude had like 15 tackles yesterday. Tackles for losses, sacked. Debo is without a doubt one of the best linebackers, and I still say this: he's top 3 linebackers in the NFL. I don't think it is even close. There's nothing this guy can't do. There's nothing Debo cannot do. He's that damn good.
Right. And Michael Walker here said AJ Terrell need to relax on these big hits. I don't know. Like I said, he's physical, man. AJ Terrell is physical. He wants to hit somebody. We haven't had a corner like that in a while. Well, outside of Dante Robinson or Kamikaze ass. But
right.
That's why they call him the Predator, because he always hunting down somebody. He end up damn hurting himself trying to do it. But
right.
But yeah, Debo, like I said, I get like what Debo did yesterday. See, y'all have to kind of remember how it all started. Like even Debo missed a couple tackles and here and there, but when it came to later on in the game, them tackles are shored up now. He was shoring them tackles up later. But I think the reason why people say that about Debo, like you said, he's not getting the interceptions. You have to remember, they're not really attacking the linebackers in the passing game like that. Now, Foye got that one interception, but that wasn't meant to go in Foye's zone. Grady Jarrett put the pressure on Tua to force that interception that Foye picked off. But like, if you actually look at this defense and look how teams are attacking this defense, they're really only attacking Fabian Monroe and whoever is the nickel corner. They only really attacking those 2 spots right there. Like they got a couple with the tight ends and stuff like that, because somebody played the zone or something yesterday. Because I know that one first down they had at the end of the game, that Miami had at the end of the game, I think it was Foye who kind of missed his zone. He was kind of lapsadaisical. Yeah, that may have been one of the main bad plays. But the thing is, they're really only attacking Fabian Monroe and they attacking the slot corner. They're not really attacking the safeties like that. They're not really throwing the ball near the linebackers like that. Most of the tackles the linebackers are getting, they're throwing off of swing passes and stuff, and the linebackers got to make plays. But we got a $5. Holla. He said, you think it's better to use a 60-40 tight end wide receiver ratio for our number one option on play setups? It seems we do better when the tight ends are slightly more involved. I mean, yes, because you have to the middle of the field. And I was reading something. I started reading this thing, and it was talking about Mike Leach and his concepts of the spread offense and stuff like that. The middle of the field, as packed as it is actually the easier throws to make because you have so much room. The tight ends, like you said, those are security blankets. Like you said, those where you get your easy throws at. The tight ends are used for easy throws. That's how you get your rhythm on. I say just go with what's been working. You've been getting the tight ends involved a lot. I see Lee Smith out here. He's making spectacular catches I didn't know he could make.
Yeah, that I don't know how he had caught that ball.
We got Keith Smith out here. He's catching pass. He ain't a vocal point in the passing game like he was with Dirk Cutter, but you see him when he's catching the ball, he's making some plays. He's going forward. He's getting those first downs. So, yeah, I'll keep on going with that formula. Because right now you have a bunch of smaller wide receivers. So you use the tight ends to bring the attention to the middle of the field. Now your your guys can be vertical threats and do what they do, the deep flat route, deep post routes. Now they're not playing those as tight.
Yeah, you kind of got to give Matt Ryan a lot of credit for that. Also, those formations won't work without accuracy.
Right.
The ball that Matt Ryan is throwing in the middle of the field is just, I don't know how he does. Like he's fitting the ball in. He knows how to throw a person open, how to force them to do certain things. Like sit down in the route. Like he will actually throw the ball down low to make the receiver do certain things. And only like great quarterbacks know how to throw a receiver into a catch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the stuff that Matt Ryan does. Like even with the one hand catch that was behind Kyle Pitts back, I forgot what game it was, but he kind of threw it behind him and he had to reach back. Right, those types of catches on like those types of throws that aids. You can only do certain things with certain wide receivers, and he knows the margin of error that he got with a Kyle Ridley or a Kyle Pitts. Like he knows certain throws he can't throw to certain people. You know what I'm saying? So like those are the things. Like I say, do whatever was working, and right now teams just don't know how to match up with the Falcons with those tight end sets because now you got Lee Smith who's becoming more of a target also. And that's a problem because now you gotta focus on him. Because if he end up leaking out, like his 6'8" frame, like that dude is a big guy. You're gonna have some trouble trying to bring him out. You're gonna have to cut his legs for real in order to bring him down. So it's like at the moment, teams just don't know how to deal with the Falcons right now. And like I said before, with Calvin Ridley, when they get his stuff together, I feel sorry for your mother.
But did you notice that they use Calvin Ridley a little bit more in the slot this game?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Because focus on Kyle Pitts, and we know Kyle Pitts is the big target. Like I said, it takes away that physicality that those wide receivers have to deal with because now everybody's eyes is on Kyle Pitts. Like, oh shit, he's over there. Okay, we gotta. Hey, I'm about to say, Mike, am I good right now? Cause
yeah, I don't know what I thought it was me. My bad.
Yeah, I'm like, wait,
I don't know what it was.
What the hell? Okay. They said we good now. They said we're good now. I don't know what that was. I just heard stuff in the back. Don't tell me them 0-17 are trying to hack the team. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So use Cal Pitt, open it up. My next question was gonna be, I'm gonna hit this comment up. It was this comment by Codboy. He said the Falcons are ranked 12th in pass and 14th in rushing defense. The problem is 31st in points allowed. Mike, I want to get your take on that. What do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
teams are getting like odd scores on the Falcons. Like it's not like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's saying on my end, I don't know what's going on. I'm 0-17.
I might go with Tony Wright's thing today. I think Dirk Cutter's still mad at us I think Farmer Friend's still mad at us for some reason.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's crazy, but
yeah.
Now they're saying we good now. I don't know what's going on. But
I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, what you think about that?
I think it because I think the numbers kind of get skewed, especially when you have like a few bad games like that game, the first couple of games, especially the Philadelphia game and the Tampa game, those were just anomalies. Like those, you're not gonna see those types of like crazy pick sixes and the return. I think when we paid who was that with return? It may have been Washington. I forget who it was, but they had a return for kicks. So it's like a lot of times, like another thing too, we weren't really blowing teams out. We had to have a couple of comeback wins. So I think we did blow. I forget who it was, but we did kind of blow out. I think it was the Giants or the Jets. It may have been the Jets. Well, you had the Jets had to kind of get back into the game because they like a lot of teams weren't getting pressure on the Falcons like that. The offensive line was playing better, so you see they start like even Miami this past game. Like Miami, they had to kind of use the running game to kind of get them back in the rhythm rather than actually passing the ball. Like teams are not really passing the ball like them because AJ is on fire. Like AJ is looking like he's looking like a stud. So they're not necessarily passing the ball. They're using the run game. And like I said, it's weird. It's one of those things. It's like I think it just has to do with those couple of games, the Philadelphia game and the Tampa game that kind of mixed up the numbers. Right now, I'm not concerned about the numbers, but that's hard to explain. It really is hard to explain.
But my thing is, those two pick sixes wouldn't cost against.
Well, I'm thinking too. I think something because we did have a lot of penalties also. So we put a lot of those teams like in like big. So they're not getting a lot of yards. But when we get those big penalties for 30, 40 yards, and it shorten the field for them, and we haven't been punting the ball well also, and I think that is the reason why we're like 31st in points because we're giving them short fields, and like I said, that's the reason why we always talk about, especially you've been a huge advocate for punting the ball and special teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, because them bad, like I said, because I understand those bad punts the first two games lead to short fields. And that's what a lot of people would say, at least the short fields, which means they don't have to go that far to score. So, yeah, so I can kind of contribute that to special teams and penalties. Like when I first saw it, I thought it was weird because I like, we literally right there where we want to be defensively, but we're near the bottom of the league and giving up points. So my first thing was like, there must be a special teams issue. But then you just brought up the penalties too, the holding penalties and stuff like that, because those yardage was. Yeah. So that you might be right on that one. So
Keith Simmons got a question.
Yeah, he said, how do we fix this pass rush?
I don't think nothing wrong with it. I'm probably the only person who don't think like you would want guys to get to the actually get more sacks, but I don't think nothing is really wrong with it because we're not lacking like the opportunities to sack quarterback. That's what you ask for. You ask for at least 6 to 10 opportunity to sack the quarterback. We're getting that. But what we doing, what we said earlier this past Tuesday, finish. And that's what, like I said, you gotta finish. You can't. You get a hand onto it. You know, he escaped the pocket. Like those are the things that we're talking about. Like even Dean Pease, he kept stating was like even people heard. I think kind of Mike Smith was a little bit off when he said it, but like sacks can be overrated at times. Like if you're not getting consistent pressure, um, like sacks can be a little bit overrated. We saw plenty of times with when the Falcons brought in Ray Edwards, he had a high sack number. Then he came here and he wasn't getting that same amount of pressure.
Right.
So like when you're not getting pressure is what you really want. You want consistent pressure, so you can have those opportunities to say to get sacks. But Drew actually brought up something also is that it may have been you, but we're talking about having a presence in the middle besides Grady Jarrett to kind of collapse their pocket because we're getting pressure on the outside, but outside of Grady Jarrett, there's not really anybody that's getting that consistent pressure in the middle. And you gotta if you want to get sacks, you gotta force the quarterback to go sideways. You want to go force him to go horizontal. You don't want him going north south. Like you want him going horizontal, so he'll run into the end, run to an outside linebacker, or run into a stunting defensive tackle. Like those are things you want to do. And I think that's the biggest issue. We're not getting a lot of middle pressure. We're getting pressure, but we're not getting a lot of middle pressure because even on that, I believe, even on that sack, it may have been Debo when he came around. Somebody, it might have been a tackle for loss where he came up the middle. It was like a weird stunt, and he came up the middle and got that tackle for loss. Like even those types of things, like we're not getting pressure from defensive tackle. We manufacturing that inside pressure rather than being natural.
Yeah, because I think that might I think what it is as well is I think a lot of us as football fans, we kind of fall in love with those outside pass rushers. And we thinking that that's the only way that you're going to generate a pass rush is with the outside. But we don't think about the fact that that interior pressure is really big too. Because like you said, you want the quarterbacks to be moving sideways to sideways. Now, the mobile quarterbacks, like this is one of the real reasons why a lot of people want mobile quarterbacks is because they look at the escapability part of it. But the one thing you have to realize is as well is if you're moving to the sideways like that all the time throwing the football, it ain't always going to be the most accurate pass. It's schoolyard football from there. But
fundamentals.
Yeah, and shouts out to Miss Maggie T with Maggie Sutri second. She said hit the subscribe button. Y'all make sure y'all share and get some likes up on this video, man. We definitely appreciate y'all tuning in to the stream. I saw Noah. Noah had a question in here. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. I wanted to hit that one up because this is very interesting. We ain't gonna get too much into this because this is what the heavy hitter is gonna be for tomorrow. But he said, "Do you think we're really facing Darno or PJ Walker?" I think our pass rush ref, but it's gonna be Darno. PJ Walker was 3 for 14 throwing the ball.
Yeah, I don't
think they're gonna take a chance with that.
PJ was bad. I
don't think they're gonna take a chance with that. Now you want the guy that sees ghost out there. That's the one you want to face. I think Sam Darnold starting. I think Sam Darnold is going to be. I think he's starting to see ghost again.
Yeah, I don't.
All right.
He ain't need to be checked down. Like,
but yeah. So you want to go ahead and get to the next topic we want to talk about? Oh man. Okay. For the people here that's still with us, we actually have another topic tonight, and we know the Hawks is playing right now, so definitely appreciate y'all still tuning in. But we want to talk about. Okay, I want everybody to paint a picture with me right quick. I don't know if anybody really ever noticed this, but like I said, me, Mike, Jew, everybody, AFN was having this conversation in our group setting. Did y'all notice that a lot of quarterbacks that play for big schools, and when I'm talking about big schools, we're talking about the USCs, we talking about the Georgias, the Alabamas, the Auburns, Clemson. Well, Clemson got a couple of them. Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Have y'all noticed that it has not been a lot of good quarterbacks coming out of them schools, but them schools is always winning?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I asked this question is because the question tonight is, are these colleges really prepping these quarterbacks to transition to the NFL? Because this kind of got birth from one of the topics we were talking about yesterday about Justin Fields, about how it's like, and then he was talking about in the preseason, this game is too slow for me. I think I can do. I can't paraphrase. I'm a paraphrase. He said the game was too slow for him. But like is the spread offense really helping these quarterbacks, or is it hurting them? How you feel about that? How you feel about that question, Mark?
Well, I've been talking about the spread offense for quite some time.
It's not so much the spread offense, but it's an aspect. There are two aspects of a spread offense that is, and the main one is where the Atlanta Falcons, the Houston Oilers, back in the day, now the Titans, like they used to run a version of the spread offense that was actually successful, and a lot of college teams kind of adopted what we may call the screen game of the spread offense, and that's where I feel as though that when we're seeing quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts, seeing quarterbacks like Tua Tagovailoa, these guys aren't learning how to be a quarterback. So, in essence, like you're holding these guys back mentally, and like you're dumbing the game down. And this is why I absolutely despise the spread. This, like the version that the college game is pretty much trying to help the NFL implement because it's more exciting. Because when you look at the spread, all you have to do is literally, like, even the offensive lineman job is a lot easier because now you take away the ability for the defensive line by getting the ball out of his hand so quick. Like, you're not even allowing the quarterback to even make a real read. You just like, all right, we're gonna run a pick play here and then throw the ball out the gaskets, like, and throw the ball the Waddle wide open in the middle of the field because you're getting the ball out of hand so quick. So it's not even reading the defense. You're just getting the ball out quick and letting the athlete do it. So it's like they don't really, a quarterback don't have, like, they're not even, like, especially in the college game, all you see is in the game, you'll see them call a play and then the defense will shift, and then they'll look toward the sideline, and then they'll hold up this big ass sign.
Here you go.
So
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Here you go.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. So you're not even allowing the quarterback to even learn how to play quarterback position. You're doing all the work for them. So they're basically a puppet. You come in the NFL dumb. And that's why people are calling guys like Justin Fields, and not just solely Justin Fields, but these guys are not prepared for the NFL game. And then when they get to the NFL, you see Justin Fields, like he running around in circles. He running away from pressure, but he's not running away from pressure looking to throw the ball. He's looking for somebody who's wide open rather than understanding, all right, if I get pressure from this side, I need to look at look at somebody on this side of the field. Like, he has no plan whatsoever. He's just running for his life. And that's the reason why he's struggling in Chicago, is not because of the lack of talent, not because he can't throw accurately, but he's just never learned how to play the quarterback position. And that right there is the byproduct of the NCAA not caring about their athletes. All they care about is, I need more points so we can make more money. And they're not preparing these athletes how to be quarterbacks. They're not playing. They're not training these guys right.
Yeah, because I kind of feel like it, because a lot of people will remember back in the early 2000s, you would draft the quarterback hiding around, and he would sit behind a veteran for maybe 2 years if need be. See, but I think the issue is now, because the NFL is such a high turnover league when it comes to these coaches and the pressure from these franchises and sponsors and stuff. These coaches don't have enough time to really be waiting on a franchise, waiting on a quarterback to develop. I mean, if you if you look at a lot of the quarterbacks that was drafted these past few years, it hasn't been a high turnover of quarterbacks. I mean, even if you go to we ain't even got to go with just Justin Fields. And Justin Fields really is fighting a big uphill battle, because Ohio State had, and I just found this out a couple days ago. Yeah. Ohio State has never produced a Pro Bowl quarterback in their school's history.
Wow.
Did y'all know that? I'm gonna ask people. I'm gonna ask the people that's watching right now. Did you know Ohio State never had a Pro Bowl quarterback come out of their program?
That's wild.
So he's battling. He's battling two things. He's battling trying to learn the game, and he's battling the stigma of Ohio State quarterback. Because even if you look the past 6-7 years, Dwayne Haskins, Cardale Jones, Terrell Pryor, Braxton Miller, Troy Smith, Craig Krenzel, like these past few years, like I said, it's like, wow. Yeah, Terrell Pryor, yeah. And I'm thinking more so than, like I said, and I'm thinking of a mindset is, okay, let's look at the top quarterbacks in the league right now. Everybody put Josh Allen up there, Wyoming, Aaron Rodgers, Cal Berkeley, Russell Wilson, Wisconsin. They ain't really known for putting out some. They ain't really known for having. They known for offensive linemen, but that's about it. Let's see who else would you consider top quarterbacks in the league right now? Matt Ryan, Boston College. They don't put out quarter, like I said.
Yeah, they're not. I would throw Kyler Murray, but it's too early for Kyler Murray to be thrown up there. He's doing pretty good, but even that's like, you know, Matthew Stafford, those guys like that, Jared Goff. He's a pretty good quarterback, even though like he's been a lot of inconsistent. Having consistency issues, but yeah, it's
quite a few quarterbacks that have done, decent.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, Lamar Jackson was Louisville. Louisville's not really a big, like, when you talk about, like, programs that's always in that top 5 of recruiting, always winning and stuff like that. These are the teams we talking about. These are the teams we talking about that these quarterbacks never really succeed. Because Lamar Jackson went to Louisville. Louisville's not a program like that. They're good, but they're not a program like that. Drew Brees went to Purdue. Let's see. Let's look at some more top quarterbacks. Like Patrick Mahomes, Texas Tech. Justin Herbert, Oregon. like when we look at Alabama always right. Ben Roethlisberger, Miami of Ohio. What is that? But when we look at these programs like Georgia, we look at Alabama, we look at Clemson, we look at like these programs that's always getting these 5-star quarterbacks, and they're hyping these guys up to be the next big thing, but they can never transition. I ain't gonna say all of them, but majority of them can't transition into the league. So my question would be: Is it really because that, like, is it the NCAA trying to make money off of these big name quarterbacks coming out of high school and just looking at them as just a money grab, or these quarterbacks that are in these colleges are products of the 4 or 5-star athletes that they're throwing the ball to, the 4 or 5-star offensive lineman that's protecting them, the 4 or 5 stars on the defensive side that can hold people from scoring points. Yeah, like I said, I tell College Boy 3, outside of Matt Stafford, what other big school quarterback has really been successful? Can't say Joe Flacco. He went to Delaware.
Texas Tech, Justin Hubert, like that's another.
Yeah.
But it's not many.
Yeah, really Derek Carr, Fresno State. Yeah, LS says a lot. And I saw somebody say that earlier about the politics behind it. There's definitely politics behind it because it's all because I think what it is, because we can look at Patrick Mahomes right now. What happened with Patrick Mahomes? He had the one season that he had. Now everybody deeming him as the next greatest quarterback of all time. He's literally in the GOAT category already. But like I said, I just think it's just all a money grab. It's all really just a money
grab. An easy way out. They don't really want to put forth the effort to actually teach these guys. And like the NFL just isn't putting in they're not putting any pressure on the college game. If the NFL actually put the pressure on college to really teach these guys and get them ready, then we wouldn't see the league doing what they're doing, NCAA doing what they're doing.
Oh yeah, he's Dan the Man said Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, I can't count him in this conversation yet because he ain't been in the league long enough. And I hear Fred Butt saying Peyton Manning. We're not talking about back when Peyton Manning played. That's a whole different era of how they did quarterbacks. We're talking about from 2008 till now. Yeah, Dak Prescott went to Mississippi State. That's not it's an SEC school, but that's not really a big school.
We're talking about a lot of these big schools with the quarterbacks. Because even the only reason why Jalen Hurts even got into consideration as far as be drafted that high is because he went to Oklahoma. He was never going to be drafted that high going out of Alabama. They put up all those dummy stats in Oklahoma. Then he can do it. And all they did was run RPO at Oklahoma. It's dummy stats. It's a dummy system that produces a lot of stats, artificial stats. These guys aren't learning how to be a quarterback, and that's what we're talking about. If the NFL put pressure on these schools, if the NFL team put more pressure on these schools, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, who get all these 5-star recruits, we would see better quarterback play. Well, we're not seeing that. That's why you see schools like Fresno State producing, Miami, Ohio, Texas Tech. Like Texas Tech is not a big school like that. They producing quarterbacks because they're actually put time in and learning how, like teaching these guys how to learn how to be a quarterback. The smaller schools are doing that. That's why you see a Josh Allen doing that now, because they're actually teaching these guys how to throw the ball and how to read a defense.
Right. Yeah. I thought somebody said, hold on. Let me hold on. I gotta go back up in the comment. Like I said, Deshaun Watson, like if we're talking about like the big schools, I'm talking about name quarterbacks from big schools.
Yeah, from those schools, big schools.
From those big schools that had a consistent career to where they was literally at the top of their game. Like I said, you could put Andrew Luck up there, but the problem with Andrew Luck only played really 5 years in the league before he retired. He kept getting beat up like hell. Like I said, you can put Deshaun Watson up there. Now we're only saying this because we don't know what these rookie quarterbacks are going to be in the next couple years. We don't know what they're going to be like. They could do a lot better year 2 than year 1. But we're just talking about the transition as far as it's the pressure of putting these young guys in and throwing them out there into the wolves. And they don't really have that much of knowledge on how to really, really play the position yet. Ghost Pepper said Shane Falco.
Falco. I was like, who?
Get your ass up out of here. Yeah. Shit. That motherfucker had Clifford Franklin throwing in the ball, boy. He couldn't do nothing with that.
Ooh, boy. That man said, Jesus. Shane Falco. Man, I ain't heard that name in Jesus know how long.
He said, Jesus, Footstep Falco. They must really be getting desperate.
I ain't heard that name in so long. Shane Falco.
Exactly. But yeah, I wanted to ask that question because, like I said, I thought this would be an interesting topic to talk about. And then somebody put it up in the chat. It kind of went by a while back ago, but I'm going to acknowledge what it was said. It was talking about, and it kind of goes with what you said about reading the defenses. Is it that these coaches are not mentally preparing them for these defenses that they're going to see? Because in college football, let's be honest, with college football, they play vanilla defenses. I'm talking about as far as concepts. I ain't saying the team defense is vanilla itself, but and like right, Baker Mayfield looking like he gonna go on that bus side of the game. Like that, Oklahoma ain't really.
He running RPO system. Like he was barely running. He was running a lot. Like that's what Oklahoma was. It was a run. Like he came from that Cliff Kingsbury tree. Like that's what Oklahoma was running. It's that RPO. And like I said, it's dummy stats. All you're doing is getting the ball out of his hand quick so the athletes can do work. You can go back to Texas with Vince Young. He was doing the exact same thing. Getting the ball out of his hand, fast, reading the defensive end, see if he crashes. If he doesn't crash, he takes off running. That's what the RPO game, and that's why I said I absolutely hate the RPO, because you're not teaching these guys actually how to read the defense, and then when they get to the NFL, it take them 2 or 3 years, sometime longer, to even learn how to, read the defense, and then you out of the damn league. You out of the damn league. By the time you learn how to read the defense.
LS brought up the one name that I did not want to see
Oh
on
my
this.
God. Yeah.
And that also goes with Ohio State as well. It's the stigma of the Florida Gators quarterback as well. Good God. Mm-hmm. But Lindale Miles said Nick Foles won with the RPO, but he wasn't. So the main reason they won was because of that running game.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really just the defense; it was the running game. They ran like they played possession football.
See, what people don't realize with the RPO, what it does is reading
one guy.
He's not reading the defensive line. They're reading the cornerbacks. If the cornerback's gonna play off or they're gonna play. So it really dictates on where you want to throw the ball, because it's two things. You can run pick plays with the RPO, and you can play straight up. And what a lot of teams like the Falcons, like the changes that they made this game against Miami is that they just backed up and just forced teams to throw underneath. They weren't getting anything over the top. So it's like some teams play man-to-man, and all you do in man-to-man, you just run them damn pick plays all day long. And that's how a team like Philadelphia in the Super Bowl, that's what they did. Team played them man-to-man, and all they did was run those pick plays every play, all pick plays. And that's how they got they got into a rhythm. And then when you couple that with the running game, it's damn near unstoppable. It's that the offense is damn near unstoppable, because now you gotta not only go back, because the running, like the RPO, they're gonna be running on pick plays, but now you got a running game to go with it. So if you stop the running game, the RPO is pretty much doo-doo. You gotta have a running game to go with it. So that's why you see teams like Philadelphia struggling right now. They don't have a running game.
Mm-hmm. You got to run the ball.
You got to run the ball.
That's why they call it run pass option.
Mm-hmm. Got to be
running game has to be such a big threat that it opens up the pass option. If the running game is not a threat,
then it's worthless. And that's why I say that's why I say the RPO is the worst thing that you want to do, because you're not teaching the quarterback how to be a quarterback. All you teaching him is to rely on the running game and don't make no mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Because if you think as a quarterback, the first reads you're going to look at is you're going to look at the safeties.
Mm-hmm.
The safeties really dictate what the fuck concept they're going to run.
Mm-hmm.
If you see two deep safeties back there, it's going to be a cover two.
You already know what to do. Mm-hmm.
If there's one safety in the back, it's a possible cover three. If the two safeties is in the back and the corners are playing far back, it's cover four.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And these are the little things that like quarterbacks have to learn to look at. Like I say, it's not going. Like I say, it's not good. You're not going to pick it up right away. But it's really like that. I just wish that these college coaches would actually teach these young quarterbacks on how to play the game like that. Then now you will have like more young quarterbacks coming in that can uplift and don't have a steep learning curve that they got to go through. Hold on. Yeah, he said Tua had a lot of 2-3 yard passes that went for 60-70 yards because of wide receivers. Matt Jones really throwing the yeah, because Tua had fucking 4 first-round picks to throw to.
Right.
He had 4 of them. Let me see. Jared Judy, Jalen Waddle, was it Devonta Smith?
Mm-hmm. Somebody else. Might be in OJ. Was it OJ?
OJ Howard was a first-round pick too. So that technically makes 5.
The other tight end, they had another
Forrester.
tight end that was like
Forrester. I think it was Forrester. Okay. I think it might have been Forrester. But And then, hell, even if you look at the national championship game against Georgia, he had Calvin Ridley with all them guys.
Ruggs, it was Henry Ruggs. That's who it was.
Henry Ruggs, yeah. So this is what we saying. It's crazy, man. It's telling these guys just rely on the athletes. And like you said with the RPO, it's really just one read and go. This is really one of the main reasons why everybody is moving to these mobile quarterbacks now, is because everybody is really one read and go. I saw a comment here. Hold on, I want to get this comment right quick. But we're gonna be on for a couple more minutes because I know Monday Night Football and probably already started.
See the Saints lose.
But Brian Peoples here said Florida, Miami, Ohio State, Michigan, Texas has produced nothing but garbage at quarterback. I never want a quarterback from no schools, and it's going to be hard because now you're going to be looking at, are these quarterbacks really good because they're good, or are they good because of the players around them? So if you look at, when you're looking at guys like a Josh Allen, see, like why Josh Allen went so high was he had the strong ass arm. But you got to remember, ain't nobody in goddamn Wyoming that you know of. So they took a chance on him. Remember, Patrick Mahomes only got drafted to Kansas City because Kansas City traded up to get him. Patrick Mahomes really wasn't supposed to have been drafted as high as he was. But because Kansas, and this is what we're talking about with rookie quarterback, and I think this is another issue too, and why rookie quarterbacks kind of struggle too. Some of the teams that they get drafted by does not have the foundation for these guys to be successful for a couple years. And what I mean by the foundation is the offensive line, the correct play caller to help him in his development, the right quarterbacks coach to help in development,
a decent defense to help him get more chances, opportunities.
Decent defense, or running in some type of running game. Like this is what we're talking about. Foundation. This is why we weren't really fans of drafting Justin Fields here in Atlanta with that 4th overall pick, was because you was going to put him in a situation where Julio being gone now with Arthur Smith, and you ain't got no Kyle Pitts. We don't know what will happen. Now, like I said, you got a defense that you got to take care of. And then you got to look at the Green Bay Packers situation. If you draft the quarterback that high, to be the heir apparent, and the quarterback you're trying to replace him with all of a sudden is now on this MVP damn strike up going this way, now you put in a situation to where, like, damn, instead of getting a playmaker, we thought about the future, but we didn't think about the now. Yeah. Brian Hill was their all-time leading rushers, but he got drafted in the 5th round, so nobody really knew about him like that. So, I get it saying, he was good for him, but it didn't translate. But this is what we're talking about. Quarterbacks have to be put in a right, and like I said, and Patrick Mahomes was blessed. I'm gonna tell you right now, Patrick Mahomes is so blessed because he literally got drafted to a team that just went to the playoffs the year before, who defense was already better at that time. You got a head coach in Andy Reid, a great coach in Andy Reid, and you had a quarterback in front of you who's a journeyman, but he's good enough to show you the ropes. He'll show you the ropes. And they weren't tied to him. They weren't tied to Alex Smith.
He's already out to do
it. So That's what I just wanted to get that because that kind of been burning in my mind the last couple of days. And I wanted to get that out, and I appreciate everybody giving their chime in on it as well because there's a lot of very interesting answers that I saw in here that actually helped me get some clarity on it. And they said, "Damn, Seahawks done already scored."
Oh, yeah. They have. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Right.
Well, good in our case.
Yeah, you're right. But like we're gonna go ahead and wind it down for the night. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in with us. As you already know, kicking it with Kstylzz Mondays at 8:05 or 7:05, and tomorrow. You have the heavy hitters coming in. This is it with the Miami talk. No more Miami talk. This is all Panthers talk starting tomorrow. Like I said, heavy hitters 8:05 p.m. Mike, go ahead and do what you do.
Again, check us out, the heavy hitters. 8:00 tomorrow. Y'all already know the station. Y'all already know the time. Y'all already know who the heavy hitters are. But again, this is the last time you're going to have the opportunity to talk about. We will not talk about any of the other past games. We're going on to the next opponent, and that's the way it need to be. All right, right now we 3-3. When people didn't even have us being 3-3, they thought we was going to be a team that's going to be in the lottery, like the NBA. They thought we was going to be in the top 3, top 5. And we was going to draft some imaginary quarterback that's going to come back and, he going to die, come back and save babies and kiss babies and, heal the sick. That's pretty much what they thought what was going to happen for us. But at the end of the day, the Falcons are sitting 3-3. And I can gladly sing this with absolutely no care in the world. I always say this, and I'll probably bore the hell out of y'all saying this. But this is why we say, wait and see. Wait and see. Gotta be patient. So I told you so. I told you so.
Wait. See.
Wait and see.
See.
You gotta wait and see. This is what we're talking about. You gotta have patience. You gotta wait and see what happens because a lot of players develop at different paces. Not everybody gonna come out and be a Peyton Manning right off the gate. Even Peyton Manning struggled his rookie year. Matt Ryan had, he struggled a bit in his rookie year. He didn't come out, he threw a first touchdown, but he came back to earth. Like, you're gonna struggle. So at the end of the day, you gotta wait until these guys develop. Wait and see, bro. That's the proper way. It's not gonna be an overnight process.
Like I said, like year 3 is the make or break year for a lot of players anyway. Year 3, because since that's the average career for an NFL player is 3 years. You gotta give them 3 years. But appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, you continue to support AFN as well as just 6-man Kstylzz. Like I said, I finally got a community tab for y'all asking. So I'm be on there a lot more, asking questions, getting feedback, and like I said, we're gonna use the Ask 6-Man Kstylzz in the community tab on my channel for questions, and we do videos on. I wanted to shout out the Prince Kel 89 for the question he left me. But main thing, and like I said, the main thing is it's gonna be interesting because the World Series start tomorrow, at the same exact time the heavy hitters start tomorrow. So people's attention is gonna be 1-1. But at the end,
right.
But at the end of the day, the Braves have shown us what it means to just not giving up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the mentality that they had because you lost Ronald Acuna Jr., which made folks cry here in Atlanta. I remember when that happened. Folks was crying.
I was hurt. I was devastated. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wow. Marcell Ozuna getting in trouble. It didn't help none. And that was your two major clubhouse guys right there.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to patchwork that outfield, and now we in the World Series now. So basically, and the way that they did it, this is what the rebuild pays off for. This is what a rebuild is. You see, they didn't spend a whole lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing was, they got the right pieces and they had the right time to develop. But at the end of the day, what they have shown us is you stick the course, fuck what they talking about, and do your damn job. World Series. So game 1 starts tomorrow. Charlie Morton. Hey man, we're gonna need that game from you. Game 1. We got to at least get one of the first 2 games out of Houston. Just need 4 games, not 8. Need 4 games, and show this. And like I said, and like I said, and the Hawks. And be honest with you, I think the Hawks kind of started it up.
Yep.
The Falcons are trying to get up there right now, but they're working 1 week at a time. But with the Hawks, what they did last year, going through the adversity, nobody gave them a chance, and they was literally almost 10 games out of the final playoff spot going into March.
Mm-hmm.
So we're seeing a trend coming out there, like these folks is like, fuck that, I'm doing my job. Let's get this thing done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to see. That like I said, this is the culture change that this city needs in its sports teams. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And you got to finish. That's Braves, that's Hawks, that's Falcons, Atlanta United, Atlanta Dream, Georgia Bulldogs, Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, Georgia State Panthers, Georgia Southern.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about how you start, it's how you finish.
How you finish. Mm-hmm.
And you have to finish it right. Let 2021 be the year that everything turns around for this city, to where we were so known for blowing it at the end. Let's change it around. Braves, we believe in you. As long as Luke Jackson ass ain't pitching, we good.
You stole my shit. I was about to say that shit. I said, as long as Luke Jackson don't damn come in the damn game in important moments.
They better be up. Look, if Luke Jackson come in the game, they better be up 9-0. Luke Jackson come in the game.
Yeah, you can sit his ass down. I'm good on that.
Hey, look at this. Yeah, I think Arthur Smith watch our show because, god damn it.
Yeah. I
think he talking about this ain't Madden and shit. I think somebody been watching our show and telling me some shit.
Bro. Come on.
Talking about,
oh man.
So he talking about no. I'm like, motherfucker, you been watching? You know somebody that been watching this show? No.
Come on now. That's our stuff, man. That's our stuff.
God damn, said Marshawn Lattimore just got called for a personal penalty. Yeah, wow. Like I said, I'm gonna tell you something about Marshawn Lattimore that we've all kind of realized. Once they stopped letting him get away with holding, he ain't been the same corner since.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he's one of those guys that do the walks. He was notorious for holding Julio.
Man,
but like I said, we're gonna get y'all nice back here. Like I said, tune in for the heavy hitters tomorrow. Definitely. Just like I said, just stay supportive of all AFN content. Like I said, Twisted Toys TV. Maggie Sutri Seconds, Miss Maggie T. You got Red Clay Sports
Maggie
on
just
the
dropped
weekend.
the video. She just dropped the video, so y'all check that out. Hit there.
It'll be right there for you. So until next time, here at AFN, we ain't here to play. We here to stay. You ain't gotta go home, but
you gotta get the hell out of here.
Sucker!